Hello and welcome to Second Take. I am Devin, co-host and local armchair critic, joined by local adventurer and explorer, my buddy Justin.
Hey.
Second Take is a short entertainment podcast which we like to call a quick cast, as they are generally 15 minutes or shorter in length. Second Take, like fast food for your ears. So, welcome back, Justin.
I know, right? We're back. We're back.
It's been a little over 2 years.
Feels like yesterday.
Yeah, it actually does. I can't believe that our very first podcast was like in the last part of 2012.
Oy.
So that's basically, it comes out to one a year.
That's awesome.
Not really.
Well, and they're quick casts too, right? So it's a year.
Yeah,
Well, you're not
Well,
pay-
and this.
you're not paying me for this shit anyway, so.
Oh man. Well, in the meantime, we had a little competition show up on iTunes, I think.
Yes. Little name stealers.
Yeah, the second space take, which we used to have. Now we're second dash take.
God bless them, though.
Yeah, hey, more power to them. Great minds think alike,
Yeah,
right?
that's right. We threw a dash in ours, though, so we're still here. We're the original Second Take anyway. Nobody can take that away.
That's right. The original since 2012.
That's right.
And now, they're tied to us, and we're tied to them. Anytime somebody looks up Second Take, we're going to be right there, and vice versa.
Yeah, we might want to say hi to those guys someday.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But for now, for our triumphant return to this downloadable, subscribable media form, we have decided to talk about, well, Justin, you kind of picked it, didn't you?
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us what we're going to talk about?
I thought since we were coming back, we'd try to be a little relevant and not pick some B movie from 14 years ago. Try to age the podcast correctly. So we're going to actually talk about Deadpool.
Deadpool.
And I know the movie's not out yet, so we're just going to talk about the trailers and how fucking excited I am that this is even being made.
Oh, is there a movie coming? I didn't know by all the commercials on TV. Every other commercial break, man. It's Deadpool.
Skull
Yucking
poop
it up.
hell. I love it.
Now me, I don't know anything. I stopped reading comics towards the end of the 80s.
Quitter.
And I think, what?
Quitter?
I think that Deadpool came out after that, right? Or right around that time?
Yeah, he came out like in the first part of the 90s.
Okay, so yeah, the only thing I've ever known about him was what I saw in Marvel Zombies and in the Marvel Ultimate Alliance games. He's a playable character.
I'm not even going to try to pretend that I know everything about Deadpool. I just know a few things. The guy that drew him can't draw girls very well.
Dude, he can't draw feet very well either.
But God bless him. And the guy that created him, he's just funny. He's crazy. He's got super healing powers. And he's got some one-liners that could only be done in a movie if it was rated R. And it was like, with all the comic book movies that have been coming out, sure, you got some that are kind of a little more serious, but it was like, how do you do... There's not very many comic book characters you could do an R-rated movie with blood and curse words and craziness that would work, except Deadpool. And in my opinion, there's nobody that could play it except Ryan Reynolds. And I'm not a huge fan.
Wow. You're making some really good points. I mean, because I came here all prepared to say how stupid the commercials are and how dumb and juvenile the movie looks, but that's what it is.
Well, think about it. Was it 2 years ago or something when they released that first trailer on YouTube? And it was just like a CGI fan-made type goofy thing, and it was like 2 minutes long. They released it. Mm-hmm. Everybody went nuts. Then they put the movie into production. So that shows you how smart they were being. They were like, all right, well, let's see if this is actually viable. Let's throw this out there. Let's create a fake trailer for it, get crazy with it, do exactly what you'd want to do, and see how much it sticks. And everybody loved it. It was freaking hilarious. And then they redid some of it and put it back into the film, which was great. So, and Ryan, he's not my favorite, and I know everybody beats him up because of the other Deadpool he did and because of Green Lantern, but
Yeah,
And
hey,
the
hang on.
guy's
Yeah,
easy to look at. He's funny.
man crush. You know,
Hang on, what?
let's
Yeah,
talk
what?
about that for a second. In the
Yeah,
Wolverine
whatever.
movie, right? What happened there? Because he was funny in the beginning. Remember, they're
I
traveling to
don't
go
know.
do their fight or whatever, and then yeah, what did they
Then
end up
they
doing?
sewed his
Like
mouth shut.
sewed his mouth shut. That's right. It's been a long time. I've tried to forget that Wolverine movie just in general.
Dude, yeah, I have too. I did a good job of it actually, and
Sorry.
I don't even want to talk about it because it just doesn't make any sense.
So that's out. That's not canon. You
No,
say.
it's not,
Yeah.
and that's okay because you know what? If we're gonna keep getting comic book movies, we're gonna lose canon because you're gonna redo stuff, you're gonna jump ship, you're gonna restart, you're gonna do it over and over and over and over and over again. And I don't really care. Just keep them coming. I'll restart. It's fine.
Well, this one looks like it's gonna, provided they don't oversaturate us, which they're really close to doing in advertising. But I mean, a lot of people seem to actually be excited for it. Even people, at least what I've been hearing at work and stuff, just murmurings and whatnot, is even people that aren't really into comic book movies are like, "Hey, what's that Deadpool?
Yeah,
That looks funny."
because he is funny.
Yeah.
He's nuts. And that dude, you saw the trailers, right? So I
Hmm.
watched this show on Showtime. No, on HBO, and it was a show about like a Google type company and these nerds that were putting programs together and stuff. The guy that sits across from at the table that looks like he had sex with another avocado.
Oh yeah.
That guy is fucking funny.
I didn't recognize him.
Oh my god, he's funny. He's pretty funny. God, what was that show? See, damn it. Ill prepared on our first podcast back.
It's all right. We're just talking about like an upcoming movie.
Yeah. But no, I mean, he's funny and they're bringing X-Men into it, kind of crossing through. Hopefully we'll see Domino or something like that, but
Oh my God. I can't believe that this isn't the first thing that I didn't bring up. I'm such a Colossus, dude.
I know, right?
Looks freaking
He
awesome.
looks perfect.
When I grew up reading comics in the 70s and 80s. Like I said, I stopped in the late 80s through the 90s and the knots, and I only picked it back up about 5 years ago. But back when I was reading in the 70s and 80s, man, the X-Men and Colossus was my favorite. I loved Colossus.
Oh, he's great. He was always great.
Going out with Kitty Pryde, so he's got, the hot phase girl, and yeah. So seeing him in these commercials, holy crap, he looks awesome. He really does.
But the way they put it together is like, oh, I'm not going for any of your X-Men crap. Nobody's getting hurt. The guy falls off the billboard. He was already there. I mean, yeah. I mean, if you're not into one-liners and stuff like that, it'll probably get old, and maybe it'll get old during it. But God damn it, if they didn't pull it off.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the fence. Yeah, I watch the commercials, and some of them jokes make me laugh, and some of them make me roll my eyes. So I guess you probably gotta kind of expect that though from this kind of movie. I mean, there's fourth wall breakage, and I mean,
And that's cool too. Like that just doesn't
yeah,
happen. It's great the way they put it together. And
no whole.
yeah.
So are you gonna go see it in the theater? It sounds like.
Yes, actually, I will pay dollars and cents to go see it in the theater.
Well, then you'll have to come back and tell me about it.
Asshole. We'll touch base on that on a future podcast.
Yeah, we'll do a twofer.
Yeah, but I mean, talking about like the thing is some of the stuff that I kind of glanced through. Ryan Reynolds said, I'm not going to play another comic book character, but I will redo Deadpool or I will do cameos or sequels, but he's not going to take on another. So he's got commitment to the role. That's says something about the character too. Like he wants to do it. He's been clamoring for it as well. He was making sure that it was staying R.
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't make it that the movie will be that much better. But I appreciate when the actors and the directors and stuff are like actually trying to put forth their vision and not getting it tweaked.
Yeah.
Kind of like Vin Diesel and what's that doughy guy that writes with him when they do all the...
Oh, yeah, David Toy.
Yeah, David, like they're brought back that last Riddick movie and it didn't do awesome, but they did it themselves, and they didn't have anybody to answer to, and that's cool.
Yeah. Hopefully the next one's like that too.
Yeah, exactly. And it'll be fun to see like Deadpool pop up in other movies, because I'm sure he will.
The Fox ones, though.
Yes.
I don't see him showing up in any Marvel movies.
No. I don't know. I don't know who's got the rights to it.
That would be crazy.
And he'd pop in and he just wouldn't be able to say anything and then leave.
Oh, that couldn't happen. He has to say something.
Yeah, the Merc without a mouse. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, the character himself has always been great because he's just crazy. You know, he's got super healing powers, and he gets shot up, and he gets shot, and he looks through his hand, and always in the fourth wall, and always running his mouth.
Yeah.
If he could die, he'd want to.
Oh, really? So that's why he's like has a Spider-Man edge.
Yeah.
With his mouth, I mean. I don't mean Spider-Man wants to die.
No, yeah, with his mouth, yeah.
To redirect and distract the enemy too.
Exactly. But you weren't looking forward to it, because when I said, hey, let's do Deadpool, you're like, oh my God,
Yeah.
You're going to make me watch all those videos?
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, really?
And I did, and I just kind of was meh, And like I said earlier, when you made your opening statement about the movie, I was like, wow, those are a lot of good points. It's stick an R. It's got a good person cast. It's the character.
Yeah, I mean, like,
yeah, okay.
And look at how much.
May not be my cup of tea, but you make some good points.
He's got to be enjoying himself doing this character too, because if he wasn't, the level of advertising that was put into this would not be happening.
Yeah.
I mean, have you seen the Valentine's Day one?
No, but I can only imagine.
God, dude. And he's got one. I just watched one the other day that popped up. It was for women checking for breast cancers on themselves. And he started the whole thing, and then he was like, now let's watch the video. And then he kept interrupting, be like, I'll help you with that. And it was all Ryan Reynolds' voice.
Yeah, I saw the testicular cancer one.
Oh, I didn't watch that one. See, I like boobs better, thanks.
Yeah. I didn't know there was a boob one.
Way better. That's great. The fireplace, the Valentine's Day ones were great, and the boards with the skull poop L, like, they're dumping money into it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
They got somebody on board because there's money being spent.
Especially for an R-rated film. They don't do that for any R-rated film, whether it's, just a fun action flick like this or, something else. So today's the 6th we're recording this. I'm going to try and get this up tonight. The movie comes out next Friday before Valentine's Day, right?
Yes.
Something like that?
Yes.
Okay, so are you going to take your Valentine to go see Deadpool?
Oh, she'd rather not see it. Actually, I told her we were coming back, and the second take was coming back. She's like, oh, great, that's cool. And she's into it. She thinks it's fun because we have fun. And I was like, you got to watch the trailer to this Deadpool. And she was like, do I have to? And I'm like, no, it's 3 minutes long. Like, just give me 3 minutes. And I watched it. She chuckled once and was like, yeah, it's a comic book movie. And I'm like, it's not a comic book movie. Comic book movies, they don't put swords through people's chests and blow holes in their heads. Like, this is a comic book movie for me.
Yeah, that's very good point. It is. It's not for kids, but imagine how many parents are going to take their kids to this movie thinking they're getting one thing.
Well, those parents are stupid.
Yeah, for not listening to Second Take.
Exactly. Those parents are stupid.
And learning what the movie was about.
Yeah. That's great.
Well, right on.
You can actually put this up tonight? That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna once we get off here, I'm gonna go and edit it real quick. Slap some music on the front end and
we'll promise all our listeners that we'll be back next week.
Yeah, and that's one thing. Our intros for our first 4 episodes, I think each one was different.
Yes.
And we'll try to make one where we don't sound like this and we are talking now.
You should just take the intros to the last 4 and cut them all together.
Oh, maybe I will. Maybe I will. That might be something fun for me to do in some downtime.
And please, to everybody that's listening, go to our website and tell us what we should be talking about. We need ideas.
Yeah, give us suggestions.
And no Battlefield. No Earth. I'm not doing it.
All right, well, that's going to wrap up the Deadpool trailer episode. And you are listening to Second Take. Or you have listened to Second Take.
You have just... We'll work on that.
We need some work.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.